Listen, I'm about to make this video for all those high value men out there. And listen, ladies, I know there's not a lot of men that are going to catch this video. So I need you to share this because this is how they're going to see it. Listen, just because you can pay some bills doesn't mean you are a high value man. Just because you can take care of the household doesn't mean your opinion matters more than hers. Listen, there's so many men that are so busy grinding and taking care of this family that they're actually not taking care of their family. Taking care of your family means more than just putting food on a table. And listen, I understand that is a hard accomplishment sometimes. I understand that can be stressful and difficult at times. But you signed up to have a family. If all you wanted to do in your life was put food on the table and make sure the mortgage was paid, then you should have stayed single. Guess what, high value man? If you had stayed single, then there was no need for you to emotionally take care of anyone else. There was no need for you to make it a responsibility of yours to spend quality time with your mate. There would be no need for you to make sure she feels appreciated, valued, validated, and heard. Quit dismissing those things because you feel like I pay some bills. And there are so many people that's missing out on that point. So many people. Listen to me. A man that takes care of his family takes care of all the needs of his family. And I want you guys to understand this. He takes care of every need his family has. Period. That's what makes a man high value and high character, is that he can pay bills and pay attention to what's going on inside his household. And this is the one thing that gets to me. The reason I'm making this video is because I seen somebody make a video yesterday and was talking about if he's paying a bit, if he's paying all the bills and you want to be heard, you being petty. Like, no. If a man decides he wants to get married, he has to know that her opinions now matter. That life is not just about him, it's about we, y'all, both. And just because he may be financially more secure, that doesn't mean that his opinions are more weighted. It doesn't mean that your opinions matters less. And this is where I feel like a lot of high value men are missing the mark. That money you make, that status you have, that will attract a lot of women. It will. Let's be honest. It will attract a lot of women. And because you are attracting a lot of women, sometimes that feeds your ego. But there's a difference between attracting a woman and being able to keep a woman, especially keep a woman happy. This is where connection comes into play. See, that money, that status you got, the house you got, yeah, that'll draw people to you, rightfully so. But can you connect with your personality with that person? Can you be compatible? Can you give and take? Can you compromise? Can you strategize and partnership with that person? If you're not able to do that, it don't matter how many women you can attract, you won't be able to keep one. And this is the mark. I feel like a lot of men, we're not having these conversations with each other. Brother, you are more than just what you bring in your wallet. And if you keep thinking that that's your total contribution to this relationship, it's only so long before you lose that person you grinding so hard for. How the hell you go to work for 10 hours a day, but you can't carve off an hour for your family a day? You work 6 days a week. You can't stay off one day to be around your family, tend to your kids, make sure they learn them, take your wife on a date. It really shows where your priorities is at. And my thing is this, for all the men be like, but she know I gotta grind. I mean, I gotta pay these blah, 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 blah. If you wasn't able financially to make sure you can carve out an hour a day, maybe 2 hours on Friday, and a Saturday or a Sunday to take care of your family, then you shouldn't have had one. You shouldn't have had one. Here's the thing. This is what I compare it to. And I want y'all to understand this. This is what I compare it to. I compare it to a man. If you are, let's say you work for a place, right? You work, you are an employee. If you are an employee, you have a task, you have a simple task you got to manage throughout that day. I used to be a nurse, you guys. So as long as I gave the pills, did my assessments, did my nurse's notes, and made sure nobody died on my shift, my job was done. That's all I had to worry about as an employee. Now an entrepreneur, now I got to make sure my job is done, but I got to make sure the accounting is done and I pay my taxes, and I got to make sure the graphic designer has direction, and I got to make sure my assistants have tasks. Then I got to make sure my area is filled and the mail is going over and the customer service. It's many hats. If I didn't want to do all those things, I should have stayed at my job. As a husband, as a leader of your family, if you do not want to tend to the emotional needs of your family, if you do not want to carve out time for your wife so she make sure she feels appreciated and valued and heard, if you want things to all be about you and you don't want to wear multiple hats in your life, stay single. Because as a single man, all you have to do is worry about you. All you got to do is worry about paying your bills. All you got to worry about is your opinions and where you want to go. As a single man, you can have an employee mind frame. You ain't got to worry about can your kid read or not. You ain't got to worry about if your wife feel appreciated or not, or sexy or not, or if you're giving her enough D every month. You ain't got to worry about that. If you do not want to worry about that, stay single, brother. But what you don't do is get in a relationship and chastise her for wanting what basic people want in relationships, which is time. And that's the one thing you act like you can't give, because everything is more important to you than giving up your time. Everything. Money, my job, everything is more important than time. And you could have stayed single. You literally could have stayed single. You hear me? You literally could stay single. No one forced you to get in a relationship. Hear me out. No one forced you to pursue her, because you went and got her number. You asked her out on a date. You asked her out on the date again. You called. You communicated. You wowed her. You wooed her. You swept her off her feet. You asked her to marry you. You did. No one forced you to do all those things. No one did. So I want you to understand this, fellas. We gon' rechange what we define as high value. You understand me? High value isn't just your status. High value is high character. It is the character of a man. I get it. You like nobody gonna pay attention to what's on inside. So you do all this external work. You get your body in shape, you get your career together, you do all this external work, but you're devoid of goodness on the inside. And this is why your relationships are failing. You hear me? This is why your relationships are failing. Because only so long before your woman will find out you're not good on the inside. Here's some simple task things that you can ask yourself as a man if you're ready to be in a relationship. A, are you ready to give up whatever external relationships and soul ties that you have? Okay. Remember, the woman you are getting in a relationship, she ain't the one making you give up your people. You are making the conscious decision when you decide to be in a relationship that that's what you're willing and able and ready to do, and you do that. She didn't make you give up your team. You chose to be in a relationship. That's your choice. You got to know that that's part of the choice in a relationship. Also, if you are not financially stable enough to where you can work this amount of hours, provide for your family, and still have time over to provide mentally and emotionally and spiritually for your family, then you shouldn't get married. If you got to work 2 jobs and a half to make ends meet, brother, maybe right now ain't the right time for you to be getting married. I'm sorry. You are the leader of your family, and your family needs that head there, that support in other ways as well. If you are doing all you are, if you're not in the household, how can you direct it? How can you lead it? How can you serve it if you're never there? If you're literally gone 16 hours a day, 6 days a week, you're not ready yet. And that's a hard truth, because you like, I still deserve love. That's what you're saying, right? You're not. And then lastly, if you're not willing to make some sacrifices, sometimes carving out time for family means that you live in a slightly smaller crib. Do you really need 6 bedrooms? Do you really need 3 cars? Do you really? I mean, no, seriously, let's talk about it. Do you really need 5 TVs? Do you really need to eat out 4 days a week? Do you really need to? And so what happens is you put more work on the table. You put way more work on the table to pay for a lifestyle that you really don't need. And what sacrifices? Your family time. What sacrifices? Your ability to be a leader fully and a servant fully. Home life sacrifice. Isn't that always what's on the table? What we're willing to give up? It's home life. Ain't that what we always so willing to let our jobs impede in? So listen to me, brothers. And I want you guys to understand this. If you are not ready to do those things, nobody is chastising you. Nobody is vilifying you. Matter of fact, I'm doing the opposite. In the Bible, it talks about singleness being a gift. Singleness is a gift. It is. Okay? There's a reason God inspired those words, because he wanted us to understand how precious our singleness is. So when I tell you to remain single if you're not ready for marriage, this gives you an opportunity to pour all the hours you want into furthering your career. This gives you the opportunity to pour all the time you want into sowing your royal oath. You know what I'm saying? Talk to whoever you want to within reason, without being toxic. This gives you that space to do it. And here's the bottom line. Some of you all would have been better served staying single, and you would have been happier. Do not into these relationships, fellas. Do not entertain people that want them and you know you don't, fellas. Because here's the difference. I will always hold you to a standard that's a tiny bit higher, because if you view yourself as a high caliber, high value, high character man, you are viewing yourself as a leader and someone that's willing to do whatever it takes to take care of their family. And care, CARE, means more than just paying bills. And if you're not ready for that, do not accept a responsibility you can't handle. Know you can handle it, because the success of your family depends on you. Yes, we can walk and chew gum at the same time. We do know that the woman plays an integral part of the success of a family. But that man, that supposed leader, that servant, that shepherd of the family, this man has to be together. No matter how good you are as a woman, you will never be able to overshadow the ineptitude of a man. If this man is not qualified to lead your family, no matter how great you are of a woman, you will never be able to cover that deficiency up. You won't. You won't. And even if you could for some time, after so long, you gonna get fed up. You don't want to feel like you're taking care of a man. Like you don't. You don't. And a man doesn't feel like a man if he feels like he's being taken care of. Like, and I know, I hope we grown and we know what I'm not talking about in the sense of you looking out for him the way he looking out for you. What I mean is taking care of, meaning you paying bills, you coddling his jealousy issues and his envy issues and his insecure issues. You helping him building his, you finding resources for him. Like, it's only so long a man can be in a relationship like that before he feels like he's useless. And let me tell you something, and I'm about to get off of here, but brother, you will always feel useless if you have no use. Listen to me. You will always feel useless if you have no use. You have no skill. You offer no benefit. You will always feel useless. And this is why, ladies, sometimes you feel like men are intimidated by my success, blah, 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 blah. It's because they don't feel useful, because they have no use. You know what I'm saying? And so my suggestion for all my single fellas out there, find use first. What are you useful for? What can you contribute? What do you bring to the table? What benefit do you offer to your family? And it has to be multifaceted. There's no way around it. This has to be multifaceted. It cannot be one singular thing, because your family has not one singular need. It has multiple needs. Okay? So this is something you have to do. All right? I love you guys. Hey, do me a favor. First of all, it's snowing outside, man. I'm highly upset because I had a lot of things to do today. A lot of things to do today. But listen, what I want you guys to do is, we got 800 people watching right now. If you enjoyed anything we talked about, hit any emoji. Hit the thumbs up if you kind of enjoyed it. Hit the heart emoji if you really, 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 really enjoyed it. All right. So hit that heart emoji. Boo, 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 boo. Everybody right now, that's the only thing I ever ask. Also comment, what's your opinion? If you had a man that paid all the bills and you didn't have to want for anything financially within reason, but that's the only need he tended to that you had in a romantic relationship, would you be happy? Comment below. So again, the question is this: if you had a man who took care of the needs of your family financially, but that was his single objective, and he provided to no needs outside of that, would you be happy? I need you to put the comment. I'm about to read a couple comments. Everybody comment right now. I'm gonna post a couple of them. Nope. No. No. Absolutely not. No. No, I wouldn't. No. No. So for my fellas that are watching right now, man, for my fellas that are watching, I need y'all to understand that when you are looking, a lot of people are like, yo, what do women want? Right? Like, what do women want? Ace, how can I attract a better quality woman? You have to be a well-rounded man. I really feel like that it's super important for men to be well-rounded, brother. And that means learning how to therapeutically communicate inside of a relationship is important. Knowing how to control your temperament and your emotions, and table conversations and be a good director of making sure that the relationship don't run too hot or too cold is something you need to do. Being able to be a sponge and absorb her feelings and how she feels and use that energy to combine with your to help you make decisions for yourself, but then to come to the table with her and hear her opinions and her thoughts about where the direction of her family should go, and trust her enough to allow her to make decisions sometimes, even if you feel like you're right. And here's the problem. And this is the last thing I'm gonna say. Here's the problem. I think that's a big thing. Sometimes you have a man that feels like I'm right about everything, though, Ace. Even if you feel that way, brother, you're wrong. Okay? You're wrong. Because when you decided to get married, when you decided to get into a partnership, you are signing up to allow this woman to make 45 to 55 to damn near 75% of the decisions. Listen, let me tell you this. A shrewd man, let me tell you, a shrewd man will allow that woman to make about 70% of the decisions. A shrewd man. I tell you this, I done learned this from my OGs. OGs is like, pick your battles, fam. OG will tell you, pick your battle. Let her make these decisions, bruh. And here's the thing, fella. Those 20%, that's 20 to 25% of the decisions you make, those are the ones that you like, all right, I got to make this one. I got to. This is the one I really feel hard about. But brothers, let her make 75%. Now, if she's nice and she trying to give you about 50%, cool, you might take that. But if she wants 75% of the decisions, let her have 75% of the decisions. Trust me, OGs ain't wrong when they say this. Now, again, the 25% that you make, oh, they can be big ones, you know, ones that really, really matter, that you like really, really feel strongly about. But brother, let her make 75%. And listen, I know you're about to be like, Ace, that don't make sense though. It don't have to. It don't have to make sense. Just do it. Listen to me. Listen to me. Let her make 75%. Here's my logic behind it. My logic behind it is you're a servant. And if she wants to go this way or that way, as a servant, your responsibility is finding a way to make that happen for her. And that's where a lot of we take our pride from. You, when you dating and be like, baby, I'm going to give you the world. I'm going to give you the world. Then give her the world. Hold on one second, y'all. Then give her the world then. Baby, I'm gonna give you the world. That's what you said when you was dating. Baby, I'll do anything for you. But you up there crying because she want to go this way instead of that way. But you remember when you was dating, I'm gonna give you the world. I'll do anything for you. Just ask, I got you. Keep that same energy. These are the things you said when you was dating. These are the things you said when you got married. And now you bickering because she want this house instead of that house? Let her choose. You buying her a house and you living there. This is the attitude of a high value, high character man. Doesn't matter which house you live in. If she like that one, let her have it. Buy it. Okay, you want to go to Roscoe's. She want to go to the steakhouse. I know she wanted to go to steakhouse 2 weeks ago, but so what? Go to steakhouse, man. Damn. And then every so often, when you feel like you absolutely have to make a decision, now because you have allowed her to make 75%, now there's less bicker about the decision you want to make. The time you put your foot down. Whatever that means. First of all, fellas, one more thing. if you ever have to put your foot down, hold on, let me do it one more time. Your foot down, boy, you better do it in a way she don't realize the foot is being put down. But foot, you better. I don't know how you gonna do that. That's something I ain't solved yet. But when you put your foot down, it better be soft, light, and don't make a noise when you do it. Like it just better be like a. I mean, you putting your foot. Technically, your foot is being put down, but it's a nice, soft sound when it hit the ground. You know, it's just like, you know, it ain't like a aggressive foot down. You know what I mean? You might just have to be like, hey, babe, I think we should go this way, you know, and I'm confident about it. And I understand you're going to be upset. But I think this is a decision that I'm making. And I hope that, you know, at the end of it, it turns out to be a good decision and you respect me more for it. We've already talked about this for 3 months and we're at a stalemate. And you trusted me to be the leader of this family. And right now I'm calling on you to use that trust and allow me to make this decision. Because now when I make this decision, I got to work extra hard for this decision to be the right decision for our family. So I want you to come on board. And when you have treated a woman right, when you have made her feel heard, when you have considered her feelings, when there's a recorded track history of you allowing her to make decisions, even though you don't agree with them, then now that woman is like, you know what? You're right, babe. And it might not come out that easy, but all right, I trust you. All right. And then also the times you have made decisions and put your metaphoric foot down softly, it has worked out. So now she's like, okay, I can trust you. All right. So these are some things. Somebody said somebody said put the ninja foot down. He better be walking like he on cotton. Ninja foot. Hey, listen, brothers. I'm telling you now, ladies. I know y'all don't want to hear this part. Ladies, listen. Every so often a man, you with a man, the right man. Every so often that man gonna try to put his foot down. Now y'all gonna know when the foot is put down. Now, like I said, it should be very soft and quietly placed on the floor, right? It should just be like, you know, but you know, because sometimes you pick a man, right? He'll never really bicker with where the direction is and blah, blah, blah. He's supportive. He lets you, you know, do your thing. But every so often, you know, oh shoot, he really feel like we should go this way. You know, the foot is being put down. You know, but it, like I said, it's quiet, soft, and on cotton. It's a ninja foot. Ladies, one thing you have to do is you have to be okay with that. You know what I mean? You have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with trusting your partner that you trust to make some of these decisions. You have to be. That's it. I mean, I wish it was a way around it, but you have to be sometimes. All right. So when those 25% of the decisions that don't fall your way happen, you got to be okay with that. you got to be okay. And I know y'all, hey, what the fuck you talking about? No, you got to be okay with that. You got to be. You know, you got to be okay with that. Because just like you want to have a voice and you want to be heard, he wants to have a voice and he wants to be heard. You understand me? You understand? Y'all understand me, right? You understand me, right? So he also wants to feel useful. He also wants to feel masculine. Okay. And if that need isn't felt, now I'm not talking about somebody just making up issues, but we know in a partnership, life issues gonna come up. How we gonna handle this? How we gonna handle that? How we gonna handle this? And when it's two people, that means that when there's a disagreement, there's not a tiebreaker vote. And every so often, you got to be okay with allowing that man to be a leader. This doesn't mean that there's no consequences if it's the wrong decision. But if this man is like, you know what, I'm doing what's best for this family, and I need you to trust me, sometimes you got to trust him. Okay. It's hard, ain't it? Well, that's hard, right? Woo, and that hard, right? Woo, that's difficult. That is difficult. Boy, that's difficult. All right, y'all. Boy, that's difficult. All right, so listen, if you have not liked this video, everybody hit like, hit the heart emoji. Share this video if you feel like there's a man on your timeline that need to hear this. I would say inbox it to your boo, but don't do that. That's too that's too accusatory. So what I want you to do is just softly place it on your timeline and he'll see it. All right. Softly place it on your timeline by sharing it and he'll see it. Okay. Because I know it's some men out here that can benefit from this conversation. I love you guys, man. And one thing somebody said is this. And I like this. I like this. As a man, listen, as a man, I want you to understand this. When you're inside your household, yo, it's okay to be gentle, kind, supportive, empathetic, soft, if that's what you want to call it, yo. You are not out in the world fighting a bunch of dudes. You know, you're inside your home, man, and relationships require empathy to work. Relationships require sensitivity to work. Like I don't understand this big woo-ha with men where we feel like we can't do those things. Relationships require emotional vulnerability. If in a relationship you don't feel like sometimes you're vulnerable, that's a problem. And fellas, you have to be okay with being empathetic, sensitive, vulnerable. You have to be okay with soaking up the needs and concerns of your partner. You have to be okay with pushing down your anger and offering peace. Like we always talk, and I know I'm ranting. This is a good conversation. I don't care. Y'all, if y'all got stuff to do, you can always leave. But there's always this big, be his peace. Be his peace, sis. Be his peace. Will you be her peace too? Be her peace too. Like what? Be his peace. Be her peace as well. Like how you gonna want a woman to be your peace, right? When the only thing you giving her is a piece of heartache. You not being her peace. You won't even, you won't bring empathy, sensitivity, concern to the relationship. And you talking about her being your peace? Be her peace as well. I'm telling you, brothers, you will keep that woman in your life if you offer her peace. Because instead, a lot of times you offer frustration, heartache, heartbreak. Instead, you should be a common influence in her life as well. You think you're the only person dealing with stress, trying to battle depression or whatever, heartache at work? I mean, tough times at work? Come home and be her peace. Listen. And I know y'all about to hate me for saying this, man, but I'm going to give you some tidbits, bro. Make her a sandwich sometimes, bro. Yeah, make peanut butter jelly sandwich, motherfucker. All you got two scoops of peanut butter, a scoop of jelly, mish it up on the bread, put another one right there, and there you go. Bring her a sandwich, bro. Sometimes I know we about to get grown. Sometimes just for no reason. You know, middle of the day, just for no reason. No special reason. Ain't a birthday, no holiday, just no special reason. You trying to be her peace, her peace. Sometimes you shut the fuck up. I mean, the heck up. Like, listen to me. This is a piece of advice I want to give men. And listen, I am a man, and I talk to women all the time, so I know the duality. Listen, you think every time you open your mouth, she want to listen to what you got to talk about? Like, I heard a man was like, men ain't trying to listen to you talk they ears off to women. Do you think she care about how many points LeBron James scored last night? You really think she really care about that? She listening to it because she knows it's important to you. You think she really care about what you went through at your job today for real? Do you really? So like there's this false sense of inflation that men have that like when a man talks, like a woman is hanging off of every word and wants to listen to every single word he talks about. But then when a woman talks, it's like be his peace. Quit talking so much. Like her words are more or less important than yours. Like she wants to hear everything you say, but you don't want to hear everything. Like, no, here's the truth about it. Equally, ladies, sometimes you're gonna be talking about stuff that your man ain't trying to listen to. But brother, listen anyway. Act interested. Trust. Listen, this is some OG advice. Act interested. Oh shoot, Rod, that's crazy. Keisha did what? Wow. Learn those words. Wow. What? That's crazy. Keisha did what? So what you gonna do? Learn these words, fellas. Trust me. It help you out. So ladies, listen, we don't want to listen to it, but you do it because you care about that other person. I listen to things you talk about, even though I'm not interested, because I'm interested in you. And if this is important to you, I'm going to listen. And fellas, I want you to understand that about 51% of the stuff you want to talk about the job and the game and working out at the gym, she probably is not that interested in either. But she's listening to you because she cares about you. So quit thinking that she has to be your piece and just not talk. When you talk, you want her to listen. You have to be her piece too. You have to be her confidant too. You have to be the person she can talk to after a tough day as well. Who raised y'all to make you think that you're her piece? You better be her piece. Be her piece. Hey, sis. If he ain't your ain't your piece, it ain't worth it, sis. You hear me? If he ain't your piece, it ain't worth it. Be his piece. He should be your piece too. Y'all both should be each other's pieces. All right. Anywho, that was man advice 101. People have been saying I should give more advice to men. And so, ladies, I will continue to do it as long as you guys share these messages, because otherwise I'm just talking to y'all. You know, you got a whole bunch of male followers because you look good. So when you share these videos, especially the ones where I direct at men, now they can see it. So I really do need you guys' help. Okay. So if you feel like a man would benefit from listening to this message, hit the share button. And you can share it and then also put a little message like, fellas, listen up. Because I feel like if we all as men start having more of these conversations, then we can actually inspire more change. I do believe that we need to step our game up when it comes to how we treat relationships, because the new relationship, the 2021 relationship is not the same as the 1950s relationship or the 1300s relationship. We're no longer living in a world where all a man is required to do is pay some bills and a woman has to just cook. That's not, first of all, that's not enough for either partner. Now we have to adjust our expectations and what our responsibilities are in relationships. All right. So fellas, I know you just want to do that man thing and pay the bills and put your feet on the couch, drink a beer and watch a game afterwards. You know, but in the modern world, that's not enough. You know, the modern woman, rightfully so, demands more. And the modern man should demand more as well from ourselves. All right. And what we give to relationships. All right. And so that's what I feel like. The one thing I'll say is a woman will give everything she has to a relationship, while a man tends to give his surplus. And isn't that why we tend to find that men are more satisfied in relationships than women? Because they They don't sacrifice. They don't compromise. They get to have their cake and eat it too. When a relationship isn't going right, she is losing more because she gave her all. And so all I'm asking for men to do is give your all as well. Match her energy. Match her energy. Match the peace she gives you. Match the time she wants to give you. Match her. It's okay if you're like, you know what? As a man, I wasn't taught to love correctly as a kid. Follow her example then. That's another thing a leader does. A leader says, you're more qualified to lead in this department. I trust you. If you're telling me that I'm being bullheaded, then I trust you and I'm going to stop. If you're telling me I'm being a stubborn, just let me know. I'll stop. If you tell me I need to open up more, I will. Because you have more handles on what emotions should feel like and look like than I do. And because we are partners, I trust you with showing me the way. And fella, let me say this. I typically say this. Get your emotions together before you get in a relationship. But that's mostly because most men are not comfortable allowing a woman to lead in life. So they fight it. Ladies, how many times have you been in a relationship with a man and you wanted to get him to open up, but he fought it so hard? What you need to do when you're saying, I'm trusting my partner, and this is for men and women, when you are saying, I trust my partner, you are trusting your partner. You are trusting your partner to, what are you saying? You're trusting your partner and you are allowing them to guide you. And you're being a great follower. Not only do you have to be a great leader at times, sometimes a great leader can also know when it's time to be a great follower. You need to be able to have both. All right. So anywho, I love you guys, man. I hope y'all take some of the things we talked about and and use it. Do me a favor. Again, make sure you share this video. If there's a man on your timeline that need to hear this, yo. You know, like I said, I don't really got a lot of men followers. Actually, I do. Think about it. 10% of my followers are men. Well, crazy, right? And when you got 2 million, 10% is 200,000. So for that person, well, no, somebody gave me some, but so 200,000. So it's some men in here. So I love you guys, man. Y'all do y'all thing. They just don't comment. Y'all probably don't see them commenting as much, but they on here. All right, because I get inboxes from guys a lot. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Peace out.